Is your future already written? It's a huge question, right? One that people have been wrestling with forever. Are we all just actors living out a predetermined script, or do we actually hold the pen? Well, in this explainer, we're going to explore a powerful third option, one that could totally change how you see your own path forward. So let's get right to the heart of it. Is your future a script that's already been written, where every choice you make is just an illusion? Or is it a completely blank page where you are the sole author of your story? The answer to this isn't just some abstract idea. It defines how much power you believe you have in your own life, right here, right now. Okay, so these are the two classic camps, right? On one side, you've got the fixed path idea. Unchangeable outcomes, your life is already decided. And on the other, you've got the blank page. Infinite possibilities, you're in total control. But what if both of these are missing the point? The perspective we're digging into today offers a third, and maybe a much more powerful alternative.
All right, here's our roadmap for this journey. First, we'll tackle that big question. Is fate fixed, or is it flexible? Then we're going to uncover what fate really is, according to this view. After that, we'll get practical with 3 steps you can use to actually change your trajectory. And finally, we'll reveal the ultimate key to your future.
So, part 1. Is fate fixed or flexible? Let's kick things off by unraveling a really common and kind of misleading idea about what fate actually is. And right away, things get interesting. Because if you ask, does fate exist? The answer you'll get is yes. Whoa. But hold on. Before you think that means your whole life is mapped out, you gotta understand something crucial. The word fate here, it doesn't mean what you probably think it means. Not even close. Okay, so if fate isn't some locked-in script, then what in the world is it? This brings us to the absolute core of this entire explainer. We're gonna have to redefine the concept itself. The true nature of what we often call fate is something known as the soul's tendency. Think of it like a personal fingerprint for your soul. It's your unique, built-in pattern of thinking and acting. And it covers the whole package, your strengths, your weaknesses, and all those habits you find yourself repeating, sometimes without even knowing why. Here's a great way to picture it. This tendency is not a stone tablet with your destiny carved into it. No, it's much more like a compass. It shows the direction your life is naturally pointed based on your current patterns. But, and this is the cool part, it doesn't force you to walk that path. You're still the one holding the map. And this highlights a really crucial difference. On one hand, you have the old idea of shukume. That's a fixed destiny, an unchangeable script that leaves you feeling pretty powerless. But on the other hand, you have keikosei, or tendency. It's not a script, it's a predictable pattern. And that word pattern is everything, because the moment you can see a pattern, you suddenly gain the power to change it. But don't underestimate just how powerful this tendency is. I mean, this is why it gets mistaken for fate all the time. By observing someone's tendency, you can predict their successes and failures 5, 10, even 20 years from now with shocking accuracy. But, and this is the most important part, it's a prediction based on a pattern, and patterns can always be changed. So if your tendency is powerful but not permanent, that raises the million-dollar question. How do you actually change it? This brings us to a super practical 3-step toolkit for your future. The process boils down to 3 really profound steps. First, you observe. You have to see your own patterns for what they are, without judgment, almost like a scientist studying something. Second, you analyze. This is where you dig in and understand the hidden potential inside your traits. And third, you convert. This is the active part, where you consciously decide to build new habits and skills to reshape that old pattern. Now, that analyze step is a real game changer, because it shows you that our traits are almost always two-sided. Take confidence, for example. The positive side is decisiveness. The negative shadow side, overconfidence. Or how about anxiousness? The negative is indecisiveness, sure, but its positive potential is huge. It can make you incredibly prudent and cautious. Recognizing that every trait has both a light and a shadow is what gives you the power to consciously choose which side you want to grow. So we've got the concept and we've got the method. That brings us to our final section, the key to your future. Where does this whole process of change really begin? Everything we've talked about, observing, analyzing, converting, it all hinges on one single fundamental element. There is one ultimate key that unlocks this entire process, and that key is you. The single most important factor in changing your future is knowing yourself. It all starts with understanding your own soul's tendency, the good, the bad, and all the patterns, with absolute clarity. And the logic here is actually pretty simple. If you know your own pattern, you can predict the future scenario that pattern is leading to. And if you can predict the scenario, that's when you get the power to step in and learn how to rewrite it. So this self-knowledge isn't just a key, it's the ultimate map for shaping your own destiny. And that brings us right back to you. So I'll leave you with this final question to think about. From this new perspective, what is your soul's tendency? What are your core strengths, your weaknesses, and the patterns you repeat over and over? Because truly knowing the answer to that, well, that might just be the very first step to changing your entire future.